What's up, guys? This is Karuzu, and I'm back with another video. This time we're going to be reviewing the Orville Season 2, Episode 9, Part 2 of an episode called Identity. So this is the second part to the two-parter, um, uh, being the first part being last week. So the title of the episode is Identity Part 2. So first of all, let's just get it out of the way. There's going to be spoilers for this, guy, so be prepared for that. If you haven't gone and seen the episode, please go and see the episode before watching this video, then come back and watch this video. But there's spoilers in this, and I gotta say, this was a feast for the eyes. I mean, it was incredible. Now, we kind of suspected that the events that played out in this episode, a lot of the people in the community expected this outcome. So kudos to the community for being so keyed in on what's going on with the Orville. Congratulations to everybody who got it right. I also suspected this outcome as well. So let's just get to the review. So episode Identity Part 2 starts. The entire crew are being held captive in their cargo bay. While in the cargo bay, they want to try to devise a way to escape. Gordon goes up and try to make short conversation with one of the Kalons. The Kalons are machines. They're not having it. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy because, Gordon, he's going up there and he's talking about, let's go visit New Jersey and all this, that, and the other, third, and trying to get info out of the Kalons. They weren't having none of it. Ty, who is very strongly, and I'm going to say Ty had a fantastic performance in this episode. I mean, it was great. He's such a great kid and reminds me so much of my son, a few years back. And so Ty really wants to see Isaac, and he breaks away from Dr. Finn, his mother, and tries to run towards the door. Before he can get to the door, one of the Kalons grabbed him. Tala, the security officer, rushed towards him, and when she did, she got blasted by one of their head blasters, or whatever you want to call it, and just sent her flying across the floor, and it was just crazy. And so Ed Mercer picks her up, and after Dr. Finn examines her to see that she needed to really be taken to sick bay to be healed and get those wounds taken care of, or she was going to die. So Ed picks her up, takes her, and pleads with the Kalons to let him take her to sick bay. And because she's a critical crew member of the bridge, a command crew member, the Kalons allow this. So Dr. Finn and Ed Mercer take Tala to the sick bay, and they heal her. And once they're done there, the Kalons enter the room and tell them that they are to report to the briefing room. So they have summoned the entire bridge crew to the briefing room. When they get to the briefing room, Bortis, Gordon, and all the other people, all the other bridge crew is already sitting down. Then Kalon Primary 1, he tells the crew that he wants them to basically be a Trojan horse for Earth. Go in there like everything's cool, that we want to sign. That kind of struck me as weird that a race like that would need a Trojan horse as powerful as their weapons were, but still, I kind of like the fact that it gave them sort of a villainous motive. They had sort of like this Dr. Evil type plan going on, where they were just going to use the ship to get easy access to Earth so they can destroy all biological life. Okay, so en route to Earth, which is a long trip, by the way, they encounter another ship, Captain Marcos, USS Roosevelt. The Kalons want the Orville to come up and kind of fool Captain Marcos, and Captain Marcos wants an explanation of why the Orville has this massive armada with him on approach to Earth. And Captain Mercer sends a code, or tells Kelly, Directive 98. I don't know what Directive 98 is. I'm assuming that it's the send a coded message to a person, or something of a code that captains would understand. So basically, Ed Mercer says, "Hey, I just want to wish you guys a 13-button salute." The captain Marcos realized what Ed Mercer was saying and started to turn away. The Kalons realize that they're being deceived and fire on the Roosevelt, destroying the crew, destroying the Roosevelt with all hands. So, that the the graphics, you could tell they stepped it up in the budget in these last 2 episodes, because I can tell you now these space battles were incredible. The clarity of them were spot on. I really do love this. It was just incredible. It's like watching a movie. That's how it was. That's how the quality of this was. I just thought it was incredible. I really, 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 really did. And it wasn't even like, you know how sometimes when you watch those sci-fi movies, they be so cheesy and everything. You think for even a TV show to have this sort of budget was just incredible. It was extravagant, and a great coup d'etat, towards the end, and we're getting there. So they realized that, and they destroyed them, and when they want to punish Ed Mercer for him sending that code message to the other captain, they pull one of the red shirts. Big surprise. It seems like the red shirts have been having a bad go of it in these last few episodes. So they pull a red shirt ensign and put him in the airlock and depressurize the cabin. But before they can do that, Isaac wanted to guard against that. This is the first time he showed what he really thought. And because Isaac was created after the genocide had happened, so he didn't have the same experience as the other Kalons with all the servitude and things of that nature. Isaac was created after that, so he's pretty much his own machine, if there is such a thing. So he was created after that, and so he's not really tied to the other Kalons, like he's not tied to them in the same way. And he's been around humans, so his subroutines and all that stuff has changed in him. So everything affects him differently. And even though he's a machine, over time, different experiences wear on you, whether you're a machine or not. You learn over time, basically a sentient life form. You become more sentient over time when you're dealing with humans. That's just the way it is. And Primary thinks there's a flaw inside Isaac's matrix, because Isaac has a name, number one, and they want him to get rid of that. He never really got rid of it, even though Primary directed him to get rid of his name, Isaac. He would pick a new destination. He never did pick a new destination. And so Primary says Isaac has a flaw in his matrix. So back in the shuttle bay, Yaphet, which I was so glad to see Yaphet in this episode. Yaphet, they use Yaphet to go to the arms room, grab a weapon. Yaphet does that, shoots the Kalon in that room, then comes back to the shuttle bay, or the cargo bay where they were all being held at, and gives the weapon off, and Border shoots 2 of the Kalons, and they need to get a message out to the Union. Yaphet can fit through the Jeffries tube. Well, no, it wasn't a Jeffries tube, but it was the equivalent of a Jeffries tube, and they crawled through there, and Ty volunteered. Dr. Flynn was very, very apprehensive about this, didn't want to let her son go and everything, and I don't blame her, but he was the only one that could fit through the tube along with Yaphet. So they go through the tube, and they get to the communications room, and they send out a coded message to the Union fleet, or Union Central back on Earth, and they're caught. Yaphet jumps up and just completely envelops one of the Kalon's head, and just seeps into his suit and his mechanics and all of that, and fried himself on the way doing it. They capture Ty, And at this point, I'm thinking, no, they got the kid. What are they gonna do? And they take the kid to primary, and primary calls Isaac, and primary wants to test Isaac's resolve. Again, this is not the acts of a machine. They would just as soon kill the kid and be done with it instead of asking Isaac. They did a lot of very human things to be just machines. Primary was acting like an evil villain, trying to see who's loyal to him and all of this stuff here. When machines think in a very matter of fact way. So I really like that touch to it, that they're not just machines. They have a little bit of attitude and a little edge to them as well, which made the episode more engaging, and it helped draw a contrast between Isaac and the other Kalons. And the other thing is that Isaac had the blue eyes, so we were always able to tell who Isaac was at all times, which is good. I thought that was great. And you also could tell who the primary was, because his eyes were just slightly more blood red than the rest of the Kalons. So when he gets ready to, he tests Isaac's resolve by asking him to kill Ty, eliminate him, and Isaac wasn't having it. Isaac goes up, he comes out with his head guns, and it looks like he's gonna actually pop Ty or something like that, but he doesn't. He pulls the head off the primary. He just pulls it off, right? I'm freaking out. Like, I was literally in here yelling and screaming at the TV, like, he just pulled his head off, and then he shot the other two guards. And then Isaac began to say, okay, the ship needs to be taken back over. Isaac gets to the bridge and eliminates the entire Kalon contingent that's on the bridge, and then puts in a few codes and deactivates all the Kalons on the Orville, and gives Ty the code to let all the crew out of the shuttle bay. So Ty goes and let everybody out the shuttle bay. Now the fleet has approached Earth. They're approaching Earth. When they get there, the Orville, the Union fleet is waiting, lying in wait for them. I mean, every ship they could muster, they had there. And it was one glorious battle, man. It was so incredible. The other thing is, too, while Isaac and Ty were, not Isaac and Ty, but while Yaphet and Ty was doing that, they was also devising a plan so they could get the shuttle doors open, which they did, and release the shuttle out so Kelly and Gordon can go to the Krill and ask the Krill for help. They get to the Krill. They're being chased by a Kalon ship, and the Krill tractor their shuttle on board, and they begin to tell them the story. The Krill didn't believe them, but once the Kalons dropped out of warp, they start shooting at the Krill. They managed to destroy the ship, and so get the Krill on board. So when by the time the Krill get to Earth, the battle is in full swing, and I mean, it is a massive space battle taking place in between Earth and the moon and around the moon. It was incredible. It's probably one of the most fantastic space battles I've seen in a long time. When I say it's a feast for the eyes, it really is, because the Kalons use red lasers, and the Union fleet uses blue lasers, and the Krill uses green lasers. You get this light show, right? This is the spectrum, red, blue, and green. So you get this amazing light show. It was really incredible. I loved the space battle. A lot going on, a lot of detail, very crisp, clean. I really, really liked it. I just enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite things to see on this episode, and I just thought it was incredible. I really did. And I was really happy that Isaac did what we thought he was going to do. But the one thing that really, really made him change, even though he didn't want to see the death of any human, what really made him change was Ty. Ty was the linchpin, to be exact. He really was. He affected Isaac in such a way that Isaac could never see him hurt. And after it was all over, and Isaac did what he did to save Ty, Ty gave him a hug, and Isaac actually put his hands around him and told him, I would never let any harm come to you. I just really thought that was special, touching, sort of a tearjerker moment. So it was just incredible, guys. And I'm pretty sure I'm leaving something out. But it was incredible. It was really incredible. Now the war is over. The Kalon fleet, what's left of them, retreats, and because the Krill and the Union managed to push them back, but they didn't get them all. So that means that there's a possibility they could come back. So we might be dealing with this for quite a while. Ed took the time to make an overture towards the Krill, saying, "Hey, listen, we fought together. I hope that we can break new ground together and things like that," which I thought was cool. That they actually might have an opening here, but next week looks like it's gonna be equally as powerful. They're dealing with the Krill, you know what I mean? So I'm jacked for next week's episode as well. So, oh my God, I'm just really locked into the Orville. So. It's one of my favorite. It's actually there's only one other show that I really like on par with the Orville in my mind. Well, it's a better show, but what I mean in terms of likability, I like The Expanse. I love The Expanse, and I love the Orville. I love them two shows. Those are my two favorite shows on television right now. I don't think anybody's even coming close to touching them. So in my mind, those are my favorite episodes. So, favorite TV shows. So guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section below. Did you enjoy this episode? Did it turn out the way you thought it was going to turn out? That's what I really want to know. And also, I want to tell you guys, thank you. I really do want to thank you for supporting my last Orville video. It got over 700 views. I know that's not like 1,000 or whatever, but for me, that was incredibly gracious of you guys. I appreciate all the likes and the comments that you gave me. Anytime you comment on my video, I'm going to respond, whether we disagree or agree. That's just the way I am, and it's going to be positive, and I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I'm very appreciative of all the love that you're giving me, and I'm gonna keep doing this, but it's gonna get better. I got some other things coming down the pike, so please stay tuned for that. Also, if there are other TV shows, I need suggestions from you guys. Tell me what you like. I'm into a lot of stuff. I mean, I love comic books. I love sci-fi. I love movies. I love a lot of things. So if there's some other stuff y'all want me to check out, put the suggestions in the box below in the comment section for me and let me know. And then I'll see if I can get on it for you and do some reviews for you. So I'm Karuzu from Karuzu's Gaming and Reactions, and we'll see you guys in the next video.